Hey everybody, my name is Daniel Wendler from ImproveYourSocialSkills.com, and today I want to share with you an easy technique that will help you reduce the number of filler words that you use in your conversations. So, what is a filler word? A filler word is something like like, you know. It's words that really don't have any value or meaning, but we add them to our conversations to fill the silence until we can think of the next thing to say. So if I'm telling a story and it takes me a second to think of the next word that I'm going to use or the next part of the story, I might say or ah or something like that to just fill the silence for a half second, a second, until I can think of the next thing to say. The problem is that filler words don't really contribute anything. You don't need to fill those small pockets of silence. Obviously, if you're going to be silent for a full minute, then that's a problem. But if you need a half a second to think of the next word to say, if you need a couple seconds to think of the next part of your story, nobody's going to mind. They're all going to keep paying attention. And so your filler words don't really contribute anything. So it's beneficial to get rid of them because filler words, even though a lot of people use them and we all use them unconsciously, filler words make you seem a little bit less organized, they make you seem a little bit less confident, and they just overall take away from your presence and the charisma that you have. So if you want to make a better impression, speaking without filler words is an easy way to do that. And so, how do you build your ability to speak without filler words, or at least to reduce the filler words that you use in your conversations? It's actually pretty easy, although you have to train it, and it's not perfect, as you can see by the that I just said there. And the way that you train it is by using a technique that I've learned from Toastmasters, which is a public speaking club that's international. If there's a Toastmasters club in your area, it's a very good place to build your conversation skills. And Toastmasters taught me a technique called the ah bell. And basically, when you're speaking, there's somebody in the audience that has the ah bell. And if you say or another filler word, then the person with the bell will ring it, or they'll press the buzzer, or they'll do something that will make an obnoxious noise. And I promise you, if you have a couple minutes of speaking and an obnoxious noise sounds every time that you say or ah or something like that, pretty soon you start to unconsciously avoid saying those words because you're trying to protect yourself from hearing that obnoxious noise. So the easy way to reduce the number of filler words that you use in conversation is to just get a friend or a family member or somebody who's willing to take 5 minutes and help you and just talk to them. Just pick a topic about, talk about your day, talk about what you would do if you earned $1 million. Just think of something to talk about and have them listen to you and have pulled up on their smartphone or something a really obnoxious sound, a buzzer, a nails on a chalkboard, something that's really unpleasant. And then as you're talking, every time that you use a filler word, have them trigger that sound. And I promise you, that's going to start conditioning you to avoid using ums, ahs, etc., especially if you do it consistently. Like if you take a week and for 5 minutes a day, for 1 week, 7 days, you do this practice with somebody. You speak about something, just whatever's on the top of your head, and then that person listens to you and presses a buzzer or rings a bell or makes an unpleasant noise every time that you use an or an ah, you will very quickly learn to stop using those things because you want to avoid that unpleasant noise. And this will stick with you for a long time. Again, you're never going to get to the point where you never use a single or an ah, but you can get to the point where you're using less of them than most people around you, and that'll make you stand out a little bit. It'll make you look a little bit more confident. It'll make you look a little bit more like your ideas are organized and you've got something good to say, and that's only going to help your social connections. So that's the idea. Oops, there's another That's the idea. Use the ah bell technique from Toastmasters, where you partner with somebody, you speak about just whatever, and then whenever you're using a filler word, they make an obnoxious noise. Do that for a couple times a day, a couple weeks in a row, and you will very quickly start to notice a difference in the amount of filler words that you use. And I think that that'll only help your social interactions. So hope you like that. This was a difficult one for me to get through because I wanted to work very hard to not have any filler words, because again, it doesn't matter that much if you have a couple of them, but I figured I should try to practice what I preach. So hopefully it was helpful for you. And if you liked it, like it on the YouTube thing that's down there. Theoretically, right now there's just my desk down there, but when it is uploaded to YouTube, there will be Anyway, I'm rambling at this point. So like the video, subscribe if you want to see more videos. Please comment if there are specific topics that you want to see me address, because I would love to make these videos and address questions that you have rather than just do things that I think are helpful. So hope that helps. Once again, I'm Daniel Wendler from improveyoursocialskills.com, and weed out those ums and ahs.